Hola, bienvenue, late tea time podders around the world. It's very good to have you with us, and thank you for lending us your eyes and your ears for the late tea time podcast. It's James and it's Dave T again, as always on the Cricket Badger pod. Dave Tindall, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm all right. And got a new backdrop. You see, nice sunny course with palm trees on it. But I'm not sure which course it is, but it's a swirly thing of a green with people playing on it. So anyway, that's the latest addition to the Late Tea Time podcast. We are today, though, Late Tea Time Podders. That's my other podcast, the Cricket Badger, hence the @cricket_badger on my Twitter handle. And at Dave Tindall Golf, if you want to contact the Tindall for golf. We are looking at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and we are looking at the Bahrain Championship today. Let's start with Pebble Beach, shall we, DT? A famous course, and the runners and riders, the leaders in the market. Scotty Scheffler, unsurprisingly, is the favourite. He's 5-1. You got Rory McIlroy 12s. Colin Morikawa, my mate, is 12-1. Justin Thomas 14s. Patrick Cantley 18s. Ludwig Oberg is 20-1, and the rest are a little bit bigger. Some of them are a lot bigger. DT, we come being on a Wednesday today, which is unusual because it's not been the case recently, but this is our usual day of the week to record the Late Tea Time podcast, to try and get the best news and views and gossips and press conferences and what have you from the course. Where has that led us?
Well, the big kind of waiting game for all us punters, although lots of previews have already been written, was Scotty Scheffler, who, as I'm sure you know, somehow injured his hand at Christmas making food, and it turned out he was making ravioli and he cut himself. So he's had to have an operation on his hand. So the big guessing game is, how is it? And he, in his press conference last night, Tuesday night, he said how he'd done it. So do you drink wine? Are you a wine drinker?
I have been known to partake sometimes, yeah.
Have you ever injured yourself on the glass?
No.
No, well, this is how he did it. And he said it's really common and it's really dangerous. So here's a sort of cautionary tale for wine drinkers. He said he put his hand on the top of the glass and it kind of shattered, and his hand went through to the stem. So the stem's embedded, I think, above his middle finger, he said. And then he said he knew someone where the stem had actually gone through the hand, which is a bit alarming.
He needs to buy more expensive wine glasses, doesn't he?
Possibly, yeah.
He's getting this hat from the pound shop. He needs to go spend some of the money.
And don't just rest your hand on a wine glass. Yeah, why would you do that anyway? And be careful making ravioli, because that was part of it as well.
You'd think if that was a common injury, there'd be people that spear themselves in the face as well when they're drinking it.
Yeah, oh God. Well, we've put us off now, haven't we, for forever, drinking wine out of a glass.
Always gamble responsibly, always drink responsibly, especially with wine glasses. Anyway.
Yeah. So obviously he's not made an appearance since then. He had to have time out. He had to have an operation on his hand. So we're kind of thinking, well, is this surely a good week, where we can avoid him? Because if a fit Scotty Scheffler, he would probably just win here. Fair enough. But I'm now coming into the Scotty Scheffler camp because it's emerged that, I mean, he could have turned up here and said, well, my hand's not right, I'm going to see how it goes, but I'm not sure, I've not really picked up a club. But no, he hasn't said that. What we know is he's played Cypress Hill, another kind of iconic course in the region, on Monday. He's played Pebble Beach, one of the two this week, stages 3 of the 4 rounds on Tuesday. So he's got 36 holes in. He said all is fine. So this is Scotty Scheffler. He's 5-1. I'm suspicious because he's 5-1 to win the US Open. He's 4-1 to win the Masters. So he's a bigger price to win this. A field of 80. No John Rahm, no Bryson DeChambeau, none of the live guys. I mean, what if he's just fine? Because sometimes you can think, the injury, that we can put so much sort of emphasis on it that you forget all the other stuff, like he's the best golfer in the world by a mile. So 5-1.
And it might be too late if you wait 18 holes to see how he gets on.
I know.
He might be 5 clear by then, because that's
he won't be 5 clear. But if he shoots anything normal, or he's lurking, in the top 10, then that 5-1 is long gone, and you might not see 5-1 for months and months and months on Scotty Scheffler. So why not? Why not take him?
Can I ask you a quick question? Have you retweeted us, by the way?
No.
You do that whilst I talk about the others in the market.
Okay.
I mean, Rory's in there.
My hand on it's fine drinking tea.
Yeah, well, I can't damage myself on a Cricket Badger mug. Cricket Badger mugs, they're available from all good Cricket Badger podcast sites.
That wasn't an attempt to get you to flog your merch.
Rory's second favourite in the market. You got my mate Colin at 12s. Justin Thomas, who seems to be getting a little bit back to his normal self, he's 14-1. Somebody I did notice lurking quite a long way down the list is my other mate, Victor Hovland, and I think he's 66s.
I know. Bizarre, isn't it?
Is he playing that badly?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's all over.
Is there no scope to back him thinking, well, he might come good?
You could. But all the signs are he's way off the pace. He keeps changing coach. He spoke in Dubai the other week and sounded like he's just searching for stuff, and he missed the cut there. I think he shot 75, 73. He's miles away from the Victor Hovland that was probably the world's best golfer at the back end of, when was it, 23? So, yeah, you can look at the price and you think, price, Victor Hovland, I'll just back him because I'm his mate. I'm a fan of his. I will just keep backing him because at some point it might turn. But there's lots of reasons not to.
Yeah. Oh, well, good luck, Victor. Hopefully you can get it right. But he does seem to be an overthinker. In sport, I mean, cricket is a sport I cover. And I've seen a lot of people tinker with their technique batting. And it doesn't often work. You can overthink things. And by the time, 3 years have passed, all the form has been lost. They're trying to find what they had before. And probably we'll find Victor trying to get back to where he was, 2 years ago at some stage.
Yeah. It's a good point about overthinking in life in general as a thing, but in golf it really does kind of rear its head. And I think Scotty Scheffler, he's not an underthinker, but he's certainly not an overthinker. He just plays. I think that's a huge strength to not overthink stuff. He just gets on with it.
There obviously are techniques involved in cricket, in tennis, in golf, whatever. But I think generally speaking, people that keep it simple, because it really is just see ball, hit ball, and crack it as far as you can, do whatever you can with it. Scotty Scheffler seems to be one of those kind of guys, just walks up to it and smacks it. Whereas I think Victor is maybe falling foul of the king and trying to kind of micromanage his game, and it's just not working, is it?
I'd say Victor right now, and I'd say Rory McIlroy in the majors. He overthinks stuff now. He's sort of gone all around the shop trying to find the magic formula. When back in 2012, 2014, he wasn't overthinking, he was just playing. And it's trying to get that back, isn't it?
The gist then of what you've said so far is we're backing Scotty Scheffler at 5-1, are we?
We are, because the price, you might not see it again, and the signs are that he's not kind of just seeing how it goes. He's played 36 holes the last couple of days. He's fine, thank you. So I know it might not work out, and he might, at the end of the week, he might say, well, I needed just to get that under my belt. But he's that good. Yeah. That it's almost like we can't let that skip. The
thing is, as well with Scotty, is you could take 20% off his game. He'd still be competitive to win a thing, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's that good.
Yeah. And the other thing at Pebble Beach, because it's Pebble Beach by the ocean and can get really, really windy, if that had been a factor this week, you would have thought, well, if he gets the wrong side of the draw, do I want to be taking 5-1? The weather's fine. The weather looks just fine. So, there's no problem there.
We should mention that in the first Late Tea Time podcast of the year, you had a clean sweep. So we've got off to a flying start, Late Tea Time podders in 2025, with Tyrrell Hatton landing at 4-1. And it was Laurie Cantler, wasn't it, that came in at each way at 33
14s. This was at halfway, wasn't it? Halfway.
Yeah. So basically 2 winning picks from DT in the first Late Tea Time podcast of the year. So we're in profit at the moment as far as 2025 goes. So hopefully, Scotty Scheffler can add to that. Before I ask you if there is anything else in terms of Pebble Beach, I am going to play a very quick advert because we are very happy to be sponsored by manscaped.com. And if I can scroll down on my sheet here, which I can't at the moment, I've now opened files and everything. So talk amongst yourselves, everybody, while I make an absolute pig's ear of this. We are sponsored by manscaped.com. Here's a quick advert about what they can do. If you quote late when you check out at manscaped.com, DT's done exactly that. And he's now as smooth as a baby's bottom. He's absolutely in incredible condition. You could be exactly the same.
Here at the Shave Combine, the Dome Shaver Pro from Manscaped has dominated.
Scott, if we had this baby, we'd still be playing.
Prove it. That's skin-safe technology right there to help prevent nicks and cuts. Back in the day, this was all we had. We deserved better. Wow, each blade is in such close contact with the skin. And it's shower-ready, too. Visit manscaped.com now. I mean, you blew out your Achilles, but your head looks good.
You blow out your Achilles, but your head looks good. Quote late when you check out, 20% off, and you get free shipping as well with our friends at manscaped.com. Anything else from Pebble Beach?
Yeah, I wanted to look at the first round leader market. Obviously, for the third week running, we're on 2 courses. So not everyone has done first round leader, but a few firms have said, okay, we'll price up the Pebble Beach guys and we'll price up the Spyglass Hill guys. So I found a bet in the Pebble Beach rotation. So on day 1, Pebble Beach looks good conditions. I always like course form in this event. So I'm going to look at Tom Hoagie for first round leader at Pebble Beach.
All right.
So it's an 80-man field, so 40 players up against him. He's 28-1 with Paddy Power. Now, Tom Hoagie, he won this event in 2022, and that year he was the first round leader as well. You look at him this year, and he's been the first round leader twice already in 3 starts. So he's been getting out of the blocks quick. He hasn't always been finishing it off, but he's been getting off to those fast starts. He loves Pebble Beach. He's brought his family on vacation here in the past as well. Obviously won that trophy in 2022. He's finished 6th since then. And if you look at who he's got up against, so in that market, in the Pebble Beach Day 1 market, the favourite is Patrick Cantley and Sung Jae Im, Sam Byrne. So already you've not got Scheffler up against, you're not up against Rory, you're not up against Justin Thomas. So I think he's got the weaker half of the draw. So I thought 28-1 on a guy who's been beating the whole field, never mind 39 others. Given that this is loves this course, he's such a good iron player that, you know, he put irons in his hand and he just finds these small greens. He loves it here. And given his record of fast starts this season, I thought 28-1, I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, doesn't it? Tom Hoagie, 28-1 with Paddy Power. He didn't tell you on their each way terms for Paddy Power, but you can get 5 places with Sky Bet and 4 places with William Hill. But so I assume it's going to be one of those 2 place things for the.
It's a bit of a wonky grid I've got on my odds checker. So
yeah, but
same for you.
But anyway, Tom Hoagie with Paddy Power, 28-1. I'm sure if you go on the Paddy Power site, you can find out for yourselves. Obviously, all the prices we quote correct at the time we say them on this live stream. But if you're listening later, have a bit of a search around. You might be able to find slightly better prices.
We've got
Pebble Beach.
Just quickly on that, William Hill do offer a quarter of the first 4, so they're definitely at 22s, that is. But anything 22s and a bit up, that's fine.
Cool. So Tom Hoagie is our pick there as the first round leader at Pebble Beach, and Scotty Scheffler 5-1 to win the blooming thing, and he does that quite regularly. And despite the fact he's been impaling himself with wine glasses, have a look at Scotty Scheffler this week at Pebble Beach. We should remind you, Betting Radio, me and DT are associated with Betting Radio, and we appear on it sometimes as well. It is the future, music and good bets and good sports chat. Betting Radio, bettingrad.io.
Do you enjoy the Late Tea Time podcast? Well, there's every chance you'll also love Betting Radio. You'll find Dave and James on there, plus plenty of other betting experts. Mix that together with some great music and make Betting Radio your new favourite radio station in 2025. Visit bettingrad.io to read and listen to all the latest previews, or download the Betting Radio app at the Google Play Store or the App Store. Betting Radio, the best music and the very best tips. Always gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information.
I am available for voiceover work as well if you want.
Yeah.
Bahrain Championship.
Just back to the betting radio. We are on there as giving betting tips. We're not actually singing on there.
Although, if it's requested and enough people want to listen, I'm sure we could.
Well, I think, you might. Well, we could come on there. We could release a single, put it up against. I mean, what else do you hear on there? You'll hear Oasis, Green Day.
Yeah.
Who else? Loads of people.
Oh, well, you name it, they're on.
Anyone and everybody.
If it's good music, it's on there, isn't it?
Yes.
We could be the new Smashy and Nicey on there, couldn't we?
That's right, mate. That'll be Bobstead. Yeah.
Anyway.
Americans won't know what we're doing there. We're riffing about two DJs called Smashy and Nicey.
Put Smashy and Nicey to YouTube. You might have a laugh. Anyway, Bahrain Championship. We've flown across seas of water and countries into Bahrain. I haven't got on the screen anyway the leading contenders for that one, but I have got the top end of the market here. David, is it Puig?
Well, I'll come to that.
David, well, I'm going to say Puig. Is 16-1. Patrick Reed 16-1. Thorberg Olesen is 16-1. Laurie Cantor, who was successful for us in the first late T-Tom pod of the year, he's 20s. Jonas Veerman is 22s, and Keita Nakajima is in there at 28s. The rest are bigger. David Puig. What is it?
If you want to be really English about it, it's David Puig. But if you want to be a bit Spanish, you could go David Puig.
Puig, okay.
I've had Puig and I've had Puig, but not Puig. But he is relevant because he's my bet.
Okay.
He's my bet.
So we need to know how to pronounce it.
David Puig. There's a good thing on X, blooming place, by Michael Kim, the PGA Tour player, who did a screenshot of a sheet that they're given the players to how to pronounce golfers' names. It's funny. Give it a read. Michael Kim on X. He's brilliant. He gives all this inside stuff about life on tour, and that was one of them. So you learn to say Scheffler.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I do a bit of tennis commentary, and on the women's tour.
That'll be useful for you, yeah.
It's fine when you've got the kind of top end of the world rankings, but when you're commentating on world number 453 against 672, and they've got really strange names, you have to find out. They're actually you have to kind of Google them on YouTube or something. But most of the top kind of 200 on the WTA site, there is a little audio clip actually on their homepage where they say. My name is Iga Swiatek. Swiatek. Yeah. And basically,
you get that wrong, couldn't you? Yeah, there's a lot of East European names for you to get through, isn't there? On that,
yeah. And when you're commentating on them, you're having to refer to their name quite regularly. You need to kind of say it roughly right, don't you? Yeah. Anyway, Bahrain, David Puig.
Back to David Puig. So yeah, I mean he's a right. So we're in the desert this week, right? He went to college at Arizona State, which is pretty deserty, isn't it, around there? So he knows these conditions. He plays on the Live Tour, which is a bit of a really. Why did he have to do that? But we'll see. That might just be somewhere where he builds his game, and who knows what the future of golf is. But he should have a massive future. He's already showing just how good he is. So looking at some recent results, he was third in Ras Al Khaimah last week. Finished with 5 birdies in 6 holes for 65 to get that third place. And then this week's course is a Colin Montgomery design, and Monty describes it. Sure, that's my Monty impression. Luke Donald. He describes it as a links style course in the desert. When I was Ryder Cup captain, a links style course in the desert. Celtic manner. A link style course in the desert. So think of links like open courses or just link style courses. Back in the Alfred Dunhill links in Monty, Scotland, he was 4th, David Puig. So you can play that kind of golf. The week before, he was third in the Open d'Espagne, his home open. So last 5 starts, we've got 3 top 4 finishes, a couple of other top 20s. This guy is the business. You need to be a long history. There's not much history at Bahrain, but it's held a couple of big events. He's a big hitter, gives it a right old smash off the tee. And I like him. I want to play him in both markets this week. So I think he's 16s in the outrights.
Yeah.
It's a weak field. There's no one. He's up against no one really this week. So great chance for him to win. And first round leader as well. He goes off at 11 o'clock in round 1, and he does make lots of good starts. So I think he can, he's got that momentum from last week where he ended with a 65. I think he can hit the ground running and go on and win the thing. And I'm almost tempted. Well, let's do it. Let's double him up. You've got your odds checker. Double him up with Scotty Scheffler.
Just before you do, first round leader, best price, 33-1 with Boyle Sports.
Yeah, so he's almost double the price, isn't he? Well, he's double the price for first round leader. I think he can do that. But yeah, double him up with Scotty Scheffler for a win double.
A win double. So all right, look, you might have to. While I'm doing that, I am within a month, I think, of getting back on the golf course.
Oh yeah.
So
did you say I played last week at Moortown, which was the first UK course to stage the Ryder Cup, no less.
Yes,
in my bid to break 90 again, and I did quite well, to be honest.
How do you
can read all about it on my social media.
No spoilers on here, then.
No. I need the hits. You're flogging your merch. I'm flogging my diary piece. Why not?
Well, if you've I'll take the graphics off the screen. You're about to see DT's handle at Dave Tindall Golf. If you follow him on the various social media platforms, you better see his little pieces that he's doing on his golfing return.
Thank you very much. Give it a read.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Moortown as well. What a great course that is. Lovely course.
We were talking the other day about, and if anybody's interested in this, let us know, because we don't know if anybody's interested or not. But I've obviously had surgeries. I've not played golf for about 10 years, and I really want to get back into it because I've had my operations and I'm recovering nicely. My consultant the other day said I'm well above average. Never been described as that in my life before. So I'm doing something right. So I want to get back to playing golf. You've only just recently kind of picked up your clubs again. We've got maybe a couple of friends that are in the kind of the lower ends of the hackers around golf courses as well. And we were thinking about having a bit of a late tea time edition, which kind of chronicles in video form our struggles and our successes maybe as we go through. So if anybody's interested in that, let us know, because we'd put that obviously on YouTube and edited it up and stuff. Because I'm going to, at some stage in the next few weeks, I'm going to be going to get my kind of swing tested and buy some clubs. I'll then be heading to the driving range to kind of maybe have a bit of a swing for the first time in ages, and then I'll be hitting the course again, probably with you. It's maybe because I when I've been looking on YouTube, I've looked at various videos, and everybody who is trying clubs out, everybody who is doing things, has got almost like the perfect golf swing. There isn't much out there for people like us, the majority of golfers who are just kind of hacking it around the course, trying to get as good as they can be, and wanting the right kit and stuff. There isn't much about that, so we were thinking about putting something together along those lines. So let us know if that is something. I mean, my working title for it is what was it going to be? The Knackered Hackers.
The Knackered Hackers. Why am I knackered then?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're in peak physical condition, obviously. But...
Oh yeah, well, I don't know about that.
Well, there you go.
I did feel my back yesterday. So, oh no, but yeah,
we get that age where little twinges end up killing you.
Well, they're more of a common occurrence than they were.
There's a nice positive end
to
this edition of the Late Tea Time podcast. It's been a pleasure, DT, as always. I will see you next time.
Yeah, cheers, James. Fingers crossed we can have another good week.
And thank you, everybody out there, for supporting the Late Tea Time podcast. It is very much appreciated, everybody. And we will see you next time. Again, I'm floundering because I'm trying to find out where our outro clip is. Where has it gone? Oh, what an absolute mess of a presenter I am. See you next time.
Always gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information.